Our president is to give his opening speech.
Thank you. Our last meeting started at around 9 o'clock. You did a very wonderful job, isn't it? Especially the last one. That shocked all of you, right? Okay, definitely. A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters. And this is my very first president's speech opening address at a physical meeting like this. And today, what is the theme of today's meeting? It's mirror, mirror on the wall, which is beautifully decided by set by our Toastmaster of the evening, who I shall introduce her later. And this made me think of one story. There was two thieves. They want to sneak into a house, and then they go through. When they go through from the rooftop. So when they successfully pass over the ceiling, go to the secret rooms, and then they realize one of the thieves, is very dirty on his face. It's like many ashes, like a gray person. And another person is very clean. Let me ask you, who will go to wash his face? Who is the person? The dirty one or the clean face? Who will do that?
Dirty one? The one with the dirty face? Dirty face?
No, the green one. Yes, Mr. God, you're correct. Why? Because the dirty face, when he looked into another partner, you see the green face, so he thought that he's green. Only the green face, when he looked at the dirty face, he thought that he's dirty. So only the green which go to clean the face. Okay. Then another moral of story is this. Why is that? Because when we see others, we try to reflect it on ourselves. That's a reflection, and that's like a mirrors. Which is that today's thing, which I like very much, is that through reflection, we're not just seeing on others, but as well as to ourselves. We need to reflect. We need to review ourselves. If you can do it, review every night. For example, today, after today's Toastmasters meeting, when you go into your home, what have you learned tonight? And do a reflection to yourself. Is this kind of experience a breath of fresh air to you? Like this kind of super low participant in the physical meeting. Today mark our history record of the lowest participant at our physical meeting. We are so our time is quite wisdom to wise enough to start hybrid meetings since last term. And fortunately, even though at this age we have a rising COVID cases, we still can manage to do a hybrid meetings like this. Today we have 15 participants online, and we have how many? Here.
You should spot the screen.
We have around 10 participants and physical in person here, meeting face to face, which is the very first time we have online participants more than the physical location. I would encourage you to come to physical location, okay? For the online participant. So now I would like to end my opening address with the words reflection. Please tonight go back. Ask yourself again, why you join a Toastmaster? Why you want to be a Toastmaster? Why you join a Toastmasters Club? And what brings you to that value? And this marks our very beginning of this term. And now I would like to call the meeting to order, and I shall invite our lovely Toastmaster of the evening, who is a business owner, and she purposely told me not to introduce her very highly, but she couldn't stop me. She's the owner of 5 beauty salons and a person that I admire very much. Let us welcome our top secretary, Evaluator.
Thank you. Our resident is done. A joyful Wednesday evening to club president, fellow Toastmaster and distinguished guests. Welcome to Sutera Utama Toastmasters Club. My name is Adeline Chin, and I'm honored to be your TME tonight. A special welcome to our distinguished Toastmaster, Mr. Kueh, from CIMA Toastmaster and online visiting Toastmaster emailing just from Just For You Club, and one more Sankaree from Johor Bahru Toastmaster Club. Welcome all of you participate into our Sutera Utama 55th club meeting today. And our theme today is Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. So what do you think in front of the mirror? Example, I always looking at the mirror. I just want to double check, did I got break out my pimples right? Because I am the physician. This I will get you to is. So mirror, mirror of the wall. How you see yourself is how you will be perceived by others. And self-confidence is a superpower. When you start to believe in yourself, make it start happening. The most beautiful thing is you can wear is confident. Before I start the meeting, because today we I think no more guests here, so I will skip the Toastmaster history. A typical Toastmaster Club meeting consists of 3 main segments. The first one is prepare speech session. Members will deliver the project speeches. The second, the table topic session, known as impromptu speeches. All audience members and guests get to speak on their own feet based on topics selected on the spot. The last session is evaluation. Feedback will be given to the project speaker. Next, I will be introduced some appointment holder tonight who will assign in the running of today's session. And please hold on your applause until I finish the introduction. And fellow Toastmaster, please wave at the camera when you all name is called upon, or you can raise hand so everyone can identify you. All right. So first of all, we have our SAA, Alice D. I will quite some time never see her before, so I'm quite excited to see her today because she attended the physical meeting. And she is excited to kickstart today's meeting program. But just now I will hope is to be honored to be Alice become SAA. The next we have our IT man, Good Master, IPP Mass Law. To help capture our joyful moment this evening is our Jason Chang. Next, our sharp timer of the day is Kueh, and she will keep track of the time and ensure the meeting run according to schedule. So continuing is our counter. She is our new blood Toastmaster, definitely. To monitor the assembly as well as improper use of language, we have our grammarian today is from Johor Bahru Toastmaster Club, Sankaree today. And last but not least, our experience generator is from CIMA Johor Toastmaster. He is Mr. Ko, distinguished Toastmaster. Moving on to one of the most important segments is our today meeting, prepare speech session. So before we start the meeting today, I shall invite, because Sankaree haven't come yet, I shall invite the Joanne to be. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, she online. So before we begin the prepare speech session, I shall invite our cameraman today, Sankaree, to present the word of the day today. Please welcome Sankaree. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, good evening. Sorry for the many technical issues that I have been facing. My role today is the language evaluator or the grammarian. The first part of my role is to present the word of the day and the idiom of the day. So when I introduce the word of the day, maybe whenever throughout the meeting someone uses the word of the day, we can just give a light tap or like a wave online, whichever, just to encourage the person that's going to be using the word of the day. The word of the day is reflect. Reflect is a verb. It can also be used in you can say reflects, reflecting, or reflected, past tense, present tense. The example of the word reflect can mean many things actually. The first meaning is to throw or bend back, like reflection of the light, for example, or even sound for that matter. The second is to give back or show an image. For example, the mirror reflected the majestic lion, a reflection of the cat's spirit. That is for our poster. Then another example is to make apparent, express, or manifest. This is actually to express something. The vibe of this meeting reflects its youthful and dynamic spirited members. Another example is to bring as a consequence of a certain action, so we reflect upon it. The success of a Toastmasters meeting reflects in its members' passion. Those are the examples, and you can feel free to use it throughout the evening. Now let's go to the idiom of the day, a breath of fresh air. I believe our president has already used it. It refers to someone or something that feels new. It feels like a breath of fresh air being part of your meeting this evening. Or another example would be, moving forward to physical meetings feel like a breath of fresh air as opposed to during the MCO. So that's for the introduction of the word of the day and the idiom of the day. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Sankaree, our Kemaran today. So please, everyone, today, when you present your speech, please add in the idiom of the day and word of the day. So we will move on to continue our previous session. Before we start the first speaker, I shall invite our evaluator, Joyce Ng, to present our first speaker, project positive. Joyce?
The first speaker for today, her name is Joanne Lim, Toastmaster Joanne Lim. And the project that she is presenting is Effective Coaching Level 1 Project, Icebreaker. The project purpose statement is, the purpose of this project is for the member to introduce themselves to the club and learn the basic structure of public speech. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Joyce Ng. So today our first speaker is our superstar from our club, and she is the exemplary speaker for our club, and her name is called Joanne Lim. Before we start the previous speech, I shall invite the timer to demonstrate the timer sequence. 4 minutes the green light will be shown, and 5 minutes the yellow light will be shown, and 6 minutes the red light will be shown, and 6 minutes 30 seconds the bell will be rung. Thank you. So continue, I shall invite our first speaker is Joanne Ling. Please welcome from online. Thank you.
Has any one of you during your schooling days been asked by your teacher to fill up your ambition when you grow up? If you have, can I have a show of hands? Yes, a few of you. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Joanne and I am now in my quarter life. When I was 8, when my teacher asked me, "Hey, Joanne, what do you want to do when you grow up?" I wrote in the ambition list, an air stewardess, because I thought the Malaysian airline kebaya uniform was so gorgeous. When I was at the age of 12, my teacher asked me again, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I wrote this time, a teacher. Why a teacher? Because I always thought a teacher is someone who has the authority and the power in front of all the pupils. And I love to be a teacher to this extent where I would mimic a teacher and playing house with my cousins. At the age of 17, I dreamed to become a medical doctor. Because back then, I was active in an organization called the St. John Ambulance, whereby in the school, they will give first aid trainings to the students. And I thought it's so visionary to save lives of people. When I turned to the age of 22, I aspired to become a scientist because I thought that, studying microorganisms and mixing reagents as well as collecting samples from the jungle was so much fun. Until I spent sleepless nights trying to troubleshoot what went haywire in my research. Now, in my quarter life, I asked myself again the same question. What do I want to be? What do I want to be? I will reveal to you later. Growing up, I have always looked up to the people who are living up to their dream. Some of these people, they are very certain of what they want to do and they aspire and they live up to their childhood ambition. I have this friend who wanted to be a dentist so much since he was in his primary school. And every day he dreamed about becoming a dentist. He studied all the books, he studied all the references about being a dentist, and today he is one. And I always thought that this kind of people who know their calling since a young age has been amazing, and he has been living up an inspiration to all. But for me, I have always been searching my passion and have always been discovering my calling in life. Many of my friends, they are getting married, they are getting babies, they're getting promoted, and they're getting properties. And me, I'm getting quarter life crisis. I hit rock bottom before I was sitting for the final paper in my degree, thinking about my future was vague. I remember calling my mom, yelling, crying, shouting that how I've never been certain about what I do in life. I cannot do anything. What my mom then said to me was life-changing. She changed my whole perspective by telling me that, you know what? It is the exact opposite. It is because you can do a lot of things. There are so much more things that you could do that you don't know how to pinpoint the one thing that you need to do. You are exploring the world and you are learning better about yourself. You will find your calling. That was like a eureka moment for me. I learned that, yes, every day I learn new things about myself. I was taught about the things that I can do and things that I could have done better. I realized that every stage of my life taught me something about myself. Where am I now? I'm now working as a pharmaceutical health representative in the pharma industry, whereby I will talk to healthcare professionals, discuss about treatment options, as well as promoting medicinal products. In my Toastmasters journey, as cliche as it might sound, I found a passion in speaking. Every time when I get on the stage, it is like a breath of fresh air for me. Therefore, I aspire to pursue a side hustle in hosting, and hopefully in the near future, to be able to grow and venture a career in coaching, which is why I am embarking on this new path called effective coaching. If you're a little bit curious about what I do as a side hustle, feel free to go on to Instagram, a little bit of airtime here at MC Joanne. It's EMCEE Joanne. And there I reveal a slice of my side hustle with all of you. Dear friends and members, I might be a little bit indecisive. I might be all around the places searching for my true calling. But I am not lost for discovering who I should be. Quarter life crisis? Nah, I don't think so. Quarter life curiosity. It's how I would term it. Thank you.
Thank you. I will join Ling today. I hope you coming soon and future your dream will come true. And I think that our lives got so many tough times, and I hope everyone can overcome our tough problem. So before we start for the second speaker, I saw one visiting Toastmaster, right? So can I introduce yourself?
So I'm a visiting member from CIMA, Johor, and I'm the current serving president. And okay, I'm just here to observe how the hybrid meeting is done. Hopefully, the next meeting for CIMA, we will also have hybrid meeting, and we will be glad to invite some of you.
Sure. Thank you. Continue is our second speaker. She will be presenting the Leadership Development Level 1 Project 3, Researching and Presenting. Before I invite the second speaker, I shall invite her evaluator, Jason Chang, to read out the project objective.
Okay, Leadership Development Level 1, Project number 3, Introduction to Vocal Variety and Body Language. The purpose of this project is to practice using vocal variety or body language to enhance the speech. Back to you, Ling.
Thank you, Jason. Before I invite the second speaker, I shall invite the timer to demonstrate the timer sequence. 5 minutes, the green light will be shown. 6 minutes, the yellow light will be shown, and 7 minutes, the red light will be shown, and 7 minutes, 30 seconds, the bell will be rung. So, continue is our second speaker. She is a very confident and very charming superwoman. She is clear done, and she project title is 0 to 1. Please welcome.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hi everyone. My name is Claire. Today my topic is 0 to 1. My story started from my travel agency jumping to the pharmaceutical line. My first day to work is training day. 1 week training. The second day of my work, my manager took a pen, throw at the whiteboard, and say, "Where are you learned from your English?" I replied, "From school." She was so angry. She came to my boss and said, "I don't want to see this girl anymore. Simple English also don't know." After 1 month later, there's another exam, English exam, very simple. No doubt, I failed. Another manager came to my boss again, put my exam paper on the table and said, "I don't want to see this girl next month. She doesn't fit at all." Do you know how I feel? That my boss came to me and asked me, "Claire, what's the purpose you change your job from the travel agency to the pharmaceutical line? I give you 3 months time to probation. It's not for you to play. Another 6 months, I want to see you to perform and transform to another person." After 6 months, what do you think? I transform or not? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. After that day, I talked to my boss talked to me. I go back my home. I 2 days cannot sleep. Because he asked me, what's the purpose of my changing my job? I think 2 days. Because of my son. I know that I changed my job because of my son. A mother love is powerful. So start the day, I respect myself. I started to read the books as much as I can. I see the video. I read all the selling skills. I learn all the negotiation skills. Until today, reading become a habit. After a year, I become a top sales. I'm very proud to tell everyone. If you are seeing the successful never knock my door, or the lucky never stand with you, you can think about me. Without any experience of outdoor selling skill, without knowing any English, simple English pronunciations also don't know. Even the product manager want to check you out, but I can transform. I can transform for today. For the second year until today, I hit my target without miss. There's a very difficult path for me, and also learning path for me throughout so many years. Today, I'm in my office, 10 years time. From the 6-month probation, transform today. Although sometimes I'm not top 1, sometimes top 2, sometimes top 3, but I still top for me. My boss always told me, always see me, you will say, my top sales coming. I'm very proud of that. Because of him, I changed. Because the words he asked me, what is the purpose you want to change your job? The purpose you want to change your job, the purpose you come to this company, the purpose of the life is very important. So today, I will tell everyone here, if you still think that your life is not good enough, you can think about me. How to transform, how to become better. Learning is the best way for you. And my 0 to 1 ended here. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Our second speaker, Raymond. Wow, so insightful. Your speech, I love you very much. You got very great mother love. And from 0 to 1, wow. So insightful and impact to our audience, no? Okay. So continue to third speaker. He will present the Legendary Mastery Level 1 Project 3 Researching and Presenting Speech. Before I invite the third speaker, I shall invite his evaluator from Just For You Toastmasters Club, Ling. Read out the project objective.
Hi, good evening, everyone. The project objective, the purpose of this project is to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. Over to you, Tiami.
Thank you, our evaluator. So this speaker is from medical sales executive, and then his hobby is like to shopping, reading, and watching movie. And he also super singer. Because wanted our girl here wanted super singer, you know. So his title is Repressible. Please welcome for simple. Thank you. So complicated. How do you? I think you need behind a bit.
Okay. Hi, good evening. I'm Joe here. Today, my topic will be repressible. Yeah, in my childhood, I have been staying with my grandma since I was born. And my grandma is an active grandma who always helped my mother to take care of me and our siblings. And she always liked to prepare her grandma portion to serve as our breakfast before we went to school. And she's very cheerful. And when she was there, the situation was like a brief of the first aid. And one day, when she was doing some cleaning at home, she heard some popping sound at her knee. And she thought it's just a normal muscle pull. And she didn't very take it serious of it. And when time goes, her knee condition was getting worse. And until she had to depend on medication to ease her knee pain. And in the end, she had to go to see the orthopedic surgeon specialist. And in the end, she was diagnosed with osteoarthritis, which is another is knee deformation. So today I'm going to present this topic about total knee replacement. I want to ask everyone here, do you think our knee can be replaced? Yes or no?
Yes.
Actually, the answer is yes, our knee actually is replaceable. So, next slide. So what is total knee replacement? It's a procedure that helps to ease the pain at the knee and restore our knee function. Besides that, this procedure actually involves cutting away the damaged bone and also cartilage and replacing the knee with artificial joint that made of metal alloy, high grade of the plastic and also polymer. So when the patient needs the surgery, when the surgery is recommended, first, if the severe knee can actually affect the patient daily activities, and also they feel the very stiffness at the kneecap, so there could be a candidate for the total knee replacement, or even when they are resting and in the day or night, they also can feel pain at their kneecap. And sometimes most of the patients with also arthritis, actually their knee actually involve knee deformity, like what has been shown in this picture, and also come with some chronic knee inflammation. And last but not least, most of patients who go for knee surgery is because they have failed to most of the non-surgery treatment, such as even taking the painkillers still cannot relieve the pain. And also, even though they have tried to inject some lubricant at their knee, and also if they have tried other methods such as some physical therapy, still not able to cure, then in the end they have no choice. This is the last result for the So usually for the total knee replacement, we involve 3 procedures. First is a pre-operative. Before undergoing the knee surgery, they need to make sure that actually they need to do the assessment to examine which part of the knee have the damage. Then also need to need to examine how severe is their knee condition. And secondly, they need to check what's their history, their background, what caused the knee deformation, and also current medication that they are taking, and also need to check whether if the patient have allergic to any other medication. And X-ray also MRI also have to perform in order to check whether if the patient is a good candidate to undergo total knee replacement. And last but not least, doctors need to educate the patient, also to get a consent from the patient, see what is the goal of the patient after the surgery, because they need to meet, because this is considered as an elective surgery, so it has to depend on the patient whether what they want to achieve after the total knee replacement. So basically, this is just a procedure that will be done during the surgery. So from here you can see actually surgeon will make an incision at the kneecap. Then they will use a saw to trim the femur cover, also the tibia cover. Then after that, they will fix the artificial knee joint by the screw, then cover back the knee. Yeah, this is the entire procedure that will be done. Yeah. So after the surgery, the story never ends, because after the surgery, they need to do an X-ray to check what is the condition after the surgery, and pain medication will be given to reduce the pain in the post-surgery. And one more thing, after surgery, patient may have the high risk of the blood clotting in their knee, so they need to take anticoagulant to prevent the blood clotting formation in their lower part of the body. And at the same time, they also need to go for some physical therapy. Yeah. So this is some complication that they'll experience. They'll have some high risk of infection. And also, so there is some prevention that patient can use to actually to prevent it. So after the surgery, my grandmother was surprised with the good result of the total knee replacement, and she never feel regret to actually to do this surgery because this totally helped to increase her quality of life. That's all for my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, our third speaker, To Singbu. Wow, so very professional. All right, very deep knowledge from our Toastmaster To. So continue. I shall invite timer to read out the timer report.
Good evening, General Evaluator. So, Master, I guess my timer report is as follows. For our first speaker, Joanne Ling, she spoke for 6 minutes 30 seconds. Hence, she is eligible for our best speaker voting. Our second speaker, Kueh, she spoke for 5 minutes 29 seconds. Spoke within the time limit. Hence, she is eligible for best speaker voting. For our third speaker, Or Shampoo, he spoke for 7 minutes 46 seconds. It exceeds our time limit. Okay, for the third speaker, is not eligible for the best speaker voting. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, our timer, Lighthawk. So continue is our aesthetic session. I very love this session very much because it's called table topic session. So before we begin, I shall invite our Toastmaster Ling presentation mastery level 4 to present the table topic session. Please welcome. Which is for online our table topic. Thank you.
Right, thank you so much. Can you hear my voice clearly?
Yes.
Nice. Right, thank you so much. Good evening to fellow Toastmaster and guests. My name is Ling, and today I will be the table topic master for this evening. Yeah. I feel so sad that because I couldn't join you all in physical, but I'm here at Zoom. Still can have fun, right? Right, before this, to the benefit for our guests, let me tell you what is table topic. So this is one of the key components in our meeting. And what better way to have speakers internalize the structure of a speech and deliver a powerful message? Actually, it's also help if you want to learn how to think on your feet. So table topic is specifically designed to develop 4 essential communication skills, which is like listening, thinking, organizing, and speaking. So you have 2 minutes to present in this section, and I would like to welcome our timer, Lighthawk, to demonstrate the timing sequence for this section. Okay, 1 minute, green light will be shown. Zoom master also stand by. Okay, thank you so much. 1 minute and 30 seconds, yellow screen will be shown and yellow light. 2 minutes in red color and 2 minutes 30 seconds bell will be ring. And for online, there will be 15 minutes for last wrap up and 2 minutes 30 seconds will be in red color. So please note that we will have best table topic speaker award. So please listen carefully, as also please pay attention. And today I have changed a small way for this table topic section. And do you still remember our meeting themes today?
Yes.
As our meeting?
Mirror on the wall.
Yes, correct. So any speaker who came in front on stage or in front of Zoom, if you want to try table topic, you need to read out below to me. Then I will give you the question. Let me share screen. Right. So mirror on the words. So you need to, this is a rules. You need to read out below to me, mirror on the Zoom. Please give me a question. So you need to read out this. I will give you the question. Yeah.
Mirror on the Zoom. Give me the question.
Yes, on the Zoom. Okay, lah. Come. Who wants to be the first one?
Mirror on the Zoom. Please give me a question.
Yeah, our first speaker will be Raymond Chan. Let's welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already heard the rules that I give. Then so, Toastmaster Raymond, your question is: life is a mirror. It reflects your true life. Life is a mirror. It reflects your true life. The stage is yours, Raymond.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, you are.
Okay. All right. I think first of all, I think human is great. Okay, because they create mirror. They create mirror so that you and I have the opportunity every day when we wake up, we can look at the mirror, right, to make sure we looking good. Make sure we are still handsome, we are still beautiful. Okay, so this is only the surface. All right, and then subsequently, people realize that the mirror, looking at the mirror is not good enough, because you and I can just only looking on the surface, our outside, but we cannot look at our inner. And then they create these words, reflection. So reflections mean that they want us to make ourselves to realize that what is the most important thing in our life. All right, then we come out with the reflection, this word. So now in this world, we can see everything on the earth just because of the light of the sun. If without the sun, we cannot see everything. We are blind, correct or not? This is a dark world. So why there's only one sun? Why not two suns? For me, I got three suns. Okay? Yeah. Because why only one sun? Think about that. Think about that carefully. And that's a law. There's a law in our life. Means that the law telling us as a human, we have to reflect ourselves. Every day or every month, every year, think about ourselves. What we done right or what we done wrong. Anything we can improve. All right. So every day we can improve 1%. 1 year we can improve 365%. Then you and I will have a better life. There's a meaningful life. Back to you, YY.
Wow, thank you so much, Raymond, for this sharing. Yes, I agree. What is the main point, the key point that Raymond catch up is about the reflex. Yes, if you do good, then your life will look good. If you do wrong way, then your life will be a wrong way. So this is a very good meanings for this. So thank you so much. Next, who will be the next speaker? And then you need to read out this one. Come on, second speakers. Can I invite? Can I invite Alice? Is it Alice here?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, Alice, please welcome. Please welcome on stage. Why so shy? Hi, Alice. Please read out this and then I will give you the question.
Mirror.
Mirror on the Zoom. Please give me a question.
Yes, your question is here. All right, Alice, people always listen to good words. Do you agree? People always listen to good words. Do you agree? The stage is yours, Alice.
Hi, my name is Alice. Yes, I think everyone who want to listen the good thing. Yes,
Do you like who is always good to you?
Okay. Example, if a girl who always very take care his image, then before he go out, then he always make up and make everything clean, then and he make up, then of course when he go out, he show her confidence. Then of course if he can, as if he get some other say, then I think he will feel that all my effort is worth to do so. So it's good to face more to people. Thank you.
Right, thank you so much for Alice sharing. Yes, I agree with Alice. People always listen to good words is not a bad thing, I guess, for my personal experience. If you do something good, then other people they talk good to you, then they like appreciate what you have done. So this is a very good way. Then you feel happy and you will continue. You're willing to do the better and better. So I don't think this is like, it's not totally said that if he or she is not in beautiful or in handsome, then you just keep saying this is like a lie. It's not a good word. Be careful. Okay, next, let's welcome next speaker. Who want to try? My question is quite easy, right? It's not... Volunteer, come on, yes.
Max.
All right, Max.
Mirror on the Zoom. What is my topic?
wait. I haven't shared my screen. Wow, this one very fast one. Wait a minute.
Don't give me the complicated.
No worry. Okay, I already listened these rules. So your question is, Toastmaster Max, do you like looking at yourself in the mirror? Do you like looking at yourself in the mirror? Please welcome Toastmaster Max.
I'm the Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely, I like to watch the mirror in myself 10 years ago. And when I was still an athlete in my school, I was still very fit about 10, 15 years ago. Definitely, that was a time I got at least, if I'm not 6, at least I got 4 pack. At that time, I was so fit, but definitely. So anyway, now it has been the time. And right now, if you ask me, do I need to look at the mirror? Okay, it remind me one thing. About 5, 6 years ago, when I attended the course, it's a motivational course. The course trainer asked me, every day morning, you wake up, if you feel depressed, if you feel that you no power, look at the mirror and tell the mirror, the person inside the mirror, tell him, you are powerful, you are great, today you are perfect, today you are wonderful. Trying to, what does it call? Brainwash yourself in the early morning. I don't know whether you have tried this before or not. I did try after that, in about the time 1 month, after 1 month, second month, I feel like am I crazy? By the way, I wanted to say, definitely as like the first speaker Raymond said, mirror definitely is a very good thing that invented, that we can look at the things and reflecting ourselves. And it can obviously see who you are, and definitely maybe you can choose just now the way if you're really motivating you can use that way. And but always be remember what I mean is right now if I look at the mirror, I will think about myself. In the night time I look at the mirror before I go to sleep. I will think about my today, am I doing good enough as compared to my yesterday? Today, am I done something wrong? Am I doing something bad to any people beside of me? If yes, keep in mind next time. Remind yourself, bear in mind, don't do this again. So mirror is a very good reflection to yourself. So when you look in the mirror, trying to reflecting on yourself, and are you doing good enough? Yeah, right now and later. Back to you, our table topic master.
Thank you so much, Max, for this sharing. I thought he will say that because I'm too handsome until before 10 years or after 10 years, so I'm still looking at mirror as usual. But I never thought that he shared a very good point to us. What's his own story 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Good job. Thank you so much, Max. So next, we'll move to next speaker. Can I invite Kasu? Don't smile. Don't smile. Don't smile. All right, your next question. Read out this first, and I will give you the question.
Mirror, mirror on the Zoom. Please give me a question.
Yes, your question is here. Kasu, your question is how to gain self-confidence. How to gain self-confidence. Please welcome Kasu.
How to gain self-confidence? I think self-confidence is very important element of everyone. I think self-confidence it should be built when we are young, and it will last until one day when we pass away. How to gain self-confidence? First, we have to know what is our plan for everything in our life. Then we have to know the method and how to execute the plan. And therefore, if cannot succeed, what is the rectification or solution to rectify it? And then until the goal is to resolve and make our plan successful. And that is what I believe one of the way to make us gain self-confidence while multiple trial, and throughout all the records and portfolio that we get, we definitely can build our self-confidence and present to the people we meet in our life. That is my point. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kasu, for his sharing. I thought he will say that because after joining Toastmaster, I gain my self-confidence a lot of it. All right, thank you so much, Kasu. Should I invite the last speaker on physical meeting area? May I invite President Ashwin? Do you want to try? All right, let me share my screen. Please read out this first.
Mirror, mirror on the Zoom. Please give me a question.
Yes, your question is here. President Ashwin, your question is, if you have a chance to ask Magic Mirror a question, what's that question? If you have a chance to ask Magic Mirror a question, what is that question?
Thank you.
Please welcome.
So if there is a magic mirror, I would like to ask a question. What would it be? I think the first question I would ask is, why do you even have to put me in this situation? Yeah, I think speaking about reflecting and mirrors, I think most of us, we are living in a very self-absorbed society that we are moving in. And even the question reflects that tone. I think even when we speaking about reflection, oh, I can go even louder actually. Yeah. Okay. So sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, speaking of reflecting, even as we are reflecting, it is as if we are walking into a carnival and there are a lot of magic mirrors. So you look at one mirror and you look so large, you look at another mirror, you look so funny. So the question is, instead of putting a mirror in front of you and trying to reflect, why don't we shut our eyes and to sit in a quiet place and just contemplate what we're meant to be. I think instead of asking a magic mirror, I would ask myself. Back to you, table topics master.
Thank you so much for President Ashwin for this sharing. Yeah, this is quite a special question. I want to see all of you. Which speaker that choose this question? If for me, I will ask, am I the prettiest in the world? Like this. No. Timer. Do I still have time for this table topic section?
I see the time.
No.
I see the time. No. All right. Thank you so much for all the speakers. Can I invite Timer for the timing report, please?
Thank you, table topic masters. For our first speaker's labor choice, he spoke for 2 minutes 90 seconds. Eligible for labor topics. First speaker voting. Second speaker's Alice. He spoke for 1 minute 47 seconds. Within the time limit. Third speaker's Max. He spoke for 2 minutes 30 seconds. Within the time limit. Fourth speaker's Bahru. He spoke for 1 minute 32 seconds. Within the time limit. For our last speaker, Ashwin, he spoke for 1 minute and 48 seconds. Within the time limit. Kudos to all our table topic participants. They are all eligible for the voting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Timer. So everyone, please remember your best speaker you heard, and then later on we will have a voting session. Okay, thank you so much. Back the control to our CIMA today. Thank you.
Thank you, our table topic master. Why? I think today our speaker all very hate you, because why? They want to request the table topic from you, asking the question, and your table topic today is very magic and creative. So thank you, why? And now it's begin our break time session. I think should be timer can be 10 minutes or 5 minutes.
Let's make it 5 minutes.
5 minutes, all right. So we skip the time. We have a short break and have some small dishes. Today we prepared a very nice food for us and photo session. Now, no, finish. No. Finish with end. Can I? Okay, all right. So now is our evaluation session. So continue our I will invite our genie today. She from CIMA Toastmaster and Distinguished Toastmaster Club. A distinguished Toastmaster. He is Mr. Kueh. Please welcome.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Is my voice loud enough?
Yes.
Mr. President, Sutera Utama, and my club president, Ashwin, fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening.
Good evening.
For so long, after being a general evaluator, I was given this little script to say that I'm supposed to evaluate everything that takes place throughout the meeting. During the meeting, I will take note of everything that happened and doesn't happen. I will evaluate each participant of the meeting program and to look for good example of preparation organizations. Well, it's quite a mouthful, too much for me. I told myself before I come to this meeting was to tell myself, just like I'm embarking on a guided tour, overseas tour. You may have some complaints here and there, but months later, years later, all you remember is that tour interesting. Even if you spend overcharged by the tour company, you would have forgotten about it. But the experience that you hold on to, that this is a good experience, something that I feel good about being in the tour. So I tell myself before I come to this meeting, I'm not going to do all the evaluation that I'm supposed to do. I'm going to tell myself, I just sit in one corner, join the meeting, listen to all the speeches, and tell myself, did I feel good? Or I'm impatient to rush back home. Okay, I'll tell you later. So today we got 3 great speeches, project speeches, 2 icebreaker. Right, from quarterly life curiosity to 0 to 1, my top sales girl. And the grandmother's story of replaceable kneecap. I like to go through the flow first to evaluate the first speaker, Joanne Ling. I should say the time, right? How long a speaker, evaluator has to evaluate? I think by the second minute, you show the green signal or the background. Like the yellow will come on at 2 minutes 30 seconds, 3 minutes, the rate. And the bell will comes on 15 seconds thereafter, I suppose. Okay, then allow the evaluator to have a further 15 seconds to wind up the evaluations. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome strategic relationship 2. Join to evaluate our first icebreaker speech by Joanne Ling. All yours.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. Now, dear Toastmasters, I would like you all to give a round of applause to our Joanne, Toastmaster Joanne, because she has performed it very well. Then, do you notice that actually 4,000 years ago, when men got control of all the fire, they would sit around, just like what we are doing right now, the camp, and they will sit around the campfire to tell story and share their own stories. And today, Joanne, from what she has shared, it shows that she has arranged her icebreaker very neat and tidily. Why do I say so? Because what I love about your speech is your humor. The way you make all the audience entertained and engage with them. Some of them, because through the camera, I'm able to observe some of the I would say the physical meetings, their expression, they're totally into you. So what I also like is you took the audience from one emotion to another emotion, which is at the very beginning, you tell others, you tell us that you want to be a very beautiful, elegant stewardess. And then the turning point is you found that, hey, instead of that, I want to be another one. I want to be another character. So what you could improve on is your body language. I would really suggest that with a good expression, you have a very good face expression. However, you need to add to move some drama into a story. Why? Because I would like you to remember this. Feeling is the secret. Feeling is the secret. How would you give your audience the feeling? So you have provide your voice attention, and I really love your warm smile. It's just like when I'm listening to your sharing, it's just like having a very good burger. Why? Because on top of the burger, there's human cheese, which is very juicy, and the chicken content is very crunchy. The last part is the pauses that you give is just like the Thousand Island. It just made it perfectly. So it is an adding mark in your first speech. Well done, Joanne. Let us give her a very good round of applause again. Thank you so much. And back to you, our general evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, Joy. And to evaluate the second speaker, Toastmaster Claire Chan, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Innovative Planning 2, your VBPR for the club, Jason Chan. Jason.
So for Claire, first you start when you come to the front, you start with your speech, that telling everyone the overall idea of speech, how I changed from travel agency to pharmaceutical industry. So give everyone a room, some rooms to imagine what's the story about. Then you start your speech is well organized. You start with explain your problem facing last time. Then the transition period when you start how you want to improve and the achievement. Then for your while you speak in front of everyone is clear. Each of the words that you have spoken, but I suggest that you could speak a bit slower. Give your audience some time to listen, digest, and some room to imagine. So your eye contact is very good, no doubt, because you are the top sales girl in the company. You have very good eye connection with all the surroundings audience. For your audience awareness, you have added some humorous elements to your speech. Maybe you do not realize, but people get your point or the funny point. So maybe, for example, your boss asks you, where have you learned your English from? So people actually get a fun point, but maybe you can just try to make some vocal variety to make it sound funnier than this. Then your comfort level, maybe when you just come to the front, you have a maximum level of comfort, but slowly your comfort start to fade slowly. So you're getting to move around unintentionally. So maybe you can try to reduce the nervousness by minimize your unintentional movement to your hand gesture. Maybe you can have a more hand gesture of that. So there's few examples I would like to give. Is your body gesture. There's one part that you slam the paper. If you want to emphasize this point, you can even slam harder paper on the table. Just like to emphasize your point. Maybe just to try to show our Madeline. You can improve the point that you want to emphasize. Okay, your both reaction at a time. Then for your vocal variety. So for example, back to the top, where have you learned your English? Maybe you can just turn the tune. Where have you learned your English? So that sounds serious from your boss. Also, there's another sentence that 2 days cannot sleep. So you sound very flat. So maybe I say 2 days I cannot sleep. So this like sound more serious.
and critical issue. And when you speak of, I become a top sales, this very flat. And but people clap on it. Actually, in that time, you can let people clap and you enjoy the moment first. Do not quickly rush into the next point. So there's points that I will write on you. Thank you. That's all for my evaluation.
Thank you, Jason, for your constructive feedback. And to evaluate the last project speech by Toastmaster To Shimpu, we have a presentation mastery 4, Ling online.
Thank you. Thank you, G. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the most informative Toastmaster of them all? No doubt, definitely is our Toastmaster, To Seng Po. Great job, Seng Po. You have achieved the purpose of this project, that is to present a well-organized, well-researched speech on the topic of replaceable. Your speech is well-researched. I can feel that you managed to collect and analyze the information related to total knee replacement. You have shared with us what is knee replacement, when the surgery is recommended, what's the procedure, and how to prevent it. The speech is totally very informative, and your content is well organized. First, you start with a story. State the knee issue faced by your grandma, and you explain its significance. Then you propose a feasible and advantageous solution, that is total knee replacement, to resolve the problem. The sequence is well organized. Good job. And as for your speech delivery, well done. You managed to engage with our audience by throwing a question. Do you think your knee is replaceable? And this question managed to catch the audience attention and even make me want to continue to find out more how to go through the process. As we know, pictures say 1,000 words. You also managed to show lots of pictures to explain the complicated intra-operation procedure. That is very thoughtful of you. If I can provide you a few suggestions for improvement, you may consider, number one, to improve your credibility on total knee replacement. I would suggest perhaps you may consider to cite a reliable source and give audience members a means of accessing the information themselves. Example, perhaps you can recommend this total replacement can be done from which hospital, by which doctor. Supporting your facts well adds impact to your speech and your point of view. As you are sharing slides with the audience when you are giving speech, it will be good not to block the screen. And instead of using your hand, you may opt to use the infrared to point on the slides to elaborate your points. Overall, you have delivered a very informative speech. By improving the credibility, your speech will be more convincing. Once again, congratulations to complete your project on researching and presenting. Over to you, GE. Thank you.
Thank you, Ling, for your constructive feedback as well. And the next on the agenda, I was reflecting years ago when I attended as a visiting Toastmaster to one of the Sydney Toastmasters Club. And that was when I was introduced with a table topic evaluation immediately after the topic is taken. So I found that was very insightful. And among the masale. Well, it is a breath of fresh air for me to introduce these next in the agenda table topic evaluation by our very distinguished Toastmaster Bernard Wong. Innovative Planning 3. For you people, young Toastmasters, Bernard Wong is a very dedicated, not just a dedicated Toastmasters. When I was still a very young Toastmaster, he was already our division governor. Yes. Yes, right. He should be recognized, our past division governor. That time was under District 51 before we broke off to 102. Yes. Manet.
Yes. Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Go, our general evaluator, for your gracious introduction. For our table topic speaker, our first speaker, Toastmaster Raymond Chai. You had the topic, Life is a Mirror. It reflects your true life. You started off by sharing with us why the mirror is a clever human invention. And you went on to explain why you look at yourself at the mirror, look at your reflection in the mirror. You went to other points stating how important sunlight is in giving clarity to oneself. And you concluded by saying the importance of daily self-reflection and how one can improve oneself through 365 days. Well done. I also noticed you have a very good speaking position as I was able to see your hand gestures. You had a pleasant voice and also you have very expressive facial expressions. I would like to challenge you to share a little bit more on how the mirror reflects your true life. That would be a story that we all can take home with us. Thank you, Raymond. Our next speaker, Toastmaster Alice T, with the topic, People Always Listen to Good Words. Do you agree? I observed that initially, Alice, you stood behind the lectern, appeared a little nervous, then you moved towards a corner of the lectern. Perhaps you should decide whether you want to speak from behind the lectern or in front of the lectern. You shared with us about why personal grooming is important in order to build one's self-confidence, in order to receive words of praise from those around you. I would like to challenge you to use the 5 W's and the 1 H, which is who, what, where, when, why, as well as the how. Perhaps you can share what are your own personal experiences. What are the good words that you like to listen to that people tell you? And that could be a good start for you. And also to conclude your speech with a strong message on why listening to good words can help to build one's self-confidence, perhaps. Thank you, Toastmaster Alice. Toastmaster Max Low, your topic was, do you like looking at yourself in the mirror? You appeared very comfortable standing before the audience and you had employed the conversational style. You spoke about your 4 apps and you actually have very good smooth body language as well as also good hand gestures. You shared with us an experience that you encountered at the motivational course where self-affirmation phrases were repeated in order to develop one's self-confidence. I would like to challenge you to conclude with a strong message. Perhaps why looking at yourself in the mirror is important. Then that would have given us a take-home message. Thank you, Toastmaster Max Low. Toastmaster Lee Kasu, you spoke on Zoom. You spoke on how to gain self-confidence. You started off by telling us the importance to start from young, from your childhood. You gave us general steps on how to gain self-confidence. And you also spoke about compiling one's portfolios and so on in order to build your self-confidence. What I would like to suggest to you, Kasu, is to share your own personal experiences in developing your own self-confidence in the Toastmasters program. That would be a good start. Nevertheless, I would also suggest that you sit away from the screen so that you're able to see your hand gestures as you were a little too close to the screen. You could also conclude with a strong message, for example, on how you had gained your self-confidence. Thank you, Toastmaster Kasu. President Ashwin Naden of the CIMA Toastmasters Club. Your topic was, if you had a chance to ask the magic mirror a question, what will it be? You stood before the lectern, appearing very confident, And you start off by talking about your encounter with mirrors at a carnival, showing the different sides of yourself. Then you were distracted a little bit because someone offered you that microphone and you were contemplating whether to speak with a mic or not, and that distracted your train of thought. You move on to sharing about why it's important for you, instead of asking the mirror the question, to sit down quietly on your own and contemplate the subject by yourself. Perhaps you could share with us, as we are members of the audience, would like to know, what is that question that is in your mind when you are contemplating that would have satisfied our curiosity and also help us to get to know you better as a speaker. For your time, you took about 1 minute, 48 seconds, and I felt that you could share with us a little bit more about yourself. Thank you, President Ashwin, for your speech. And I thank all the speakers for your brave and courageous attempt at table topics. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Bernard. Increasingly, I feel that the grammarian is not here to point out the good usage and not so good usage, committing grave grammatical errors. No doubt she will do that as a duty, but I thought it will be good if she can inspire you, okay, to reflect on why the person sitting next to me can speak better than me, that kind of stuff. And if you think there is a gap, personally, go back, read more, speak more, and try to improve your competency or your command of the language. I ever worked in a Masale company. Left and right are native speaker, and I can tell you that sometimes I tell them, can you speak English? Yes. So I would like to invite effective coaching one, Sankaree, or you must have a laundry list.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Kueh. Right. Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, good evening. So I'm here to give my report for this evening. Firstly, I would like to say, as this is not our native language, we are here to improve ourselves. So let's be inspired to move forward. So I may point out some things, it might hurt your feelings, but actually I try not to. But however, my point is, this is not our native language. We speak English only as a means of communication. So I hope you enjoy my report. So this evening, as far as I heard, there was presidents use the word of the day, and distinguished Toastmaster Kueh used the word of the day and also the idiom of the day. I may have missed out because of my traveling issues and all, so please forgive me for that. Now let's go to the excellent use of English. I believe I have heard quite a few this evening. Joanne spoke and she said rock bottom, and she used a very new age word, which is side hustle. So I thought that was kind of cool. We seldom use those kind of new age words. Immediate past president Max Lowe used the word brainwash. That was a nice word to use. Toastmaster Raymond used execute the plan. That was a sharp way to put his point forward. Toastmaster President Ashwin used a couple of words. Self-absorbed society. Reflects that tone. Lost my train of thought. I believe he used a little more. I may have missed out. However, I thought he used very thought-provoking words. Distinguished Toastmaster Kueh used a mouthful. Joy Ng used neat and tidy.
Toastmaster Meng, Ling used mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the most informative Toastmaster of them all? Am I right? Did I say, is it informative? I hope I'm correct. Unless it's creative. I was trying to figure that out. Then she went on to use feasible and advantageous solution. Then she said improving credibility. Then Toastmaster Bernard Wong used a couple of words: gracious, introduction, clarity, words of praise, self-affirmation, brave and courageous. Those are the words that I managed to get hold of this evening. I'm sorry I was not properly and attentively listening because of my traveling issues. Now, a few of the points that we could improve upon. Some broken sound. I believe you meant a breaking sound. Will be ring. The bell will be rung. Timer sequence. I can understand how this gets lost in translation. Sometimes it's a bit confusing. Timer sequence is actually timing sequence because we are showing the timing sequence. Transform to another person. I believe you meant to say transform for the better, because you will always remain the same person that you are, just an upgraded version of yourself, right? Another point that maybe we can work on is actually using the masculine and feminine, his, her. Sometimes when we are talking too fast, we tend to point out to a lady and say his, or a man and say her. I have made these mistakes myself, because sometimes we're saying, our thought process is working too fast and we just quickly say the first thing that comes to our head. So his, hers, she, he. So let's remember to use it for the masculine and for the feminine appropriately. Eye connection. I believe you meant to say eye contact. 2 days I cannot sleep. That's a more colloquial style of Malaysian talking. So I think you meant to say 2 days I could not sleep. Although it's not, I wouldn't say it's wrong. It's just that it's a more like our Malaysian style of talking. Then another one was, later I write to you, write on you. I think what the person meant to say is, later I will write and pass it to you, something to that extent. Another one would be mirror, mirror on the Zoom. I think it goes as mirror, mirror on Zoom. However, thank you so much for having me. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you. General Language Evaluator. I think I jumped the gun just now. I should call the timer to give his report for us, including the table topic evaluator.
Thank you, Yi. This is my final report for our debate speech evaluator. Our first evaluator joined. She spoke for 2 minutes 45 seconds, eligible for voting. Our second speaker, Jason Chang, spoke for 3 minutes 7 seconds, eligible for voting. Our last speaker, Ling, he spoke for 2 minutes 49 seconds, also within the time limit. Kudos to all three speakers, three evaluators. They are all eligible for our voting for our best evaluator. Then, last but not least, our table topic evaluator Bernard. He spoke for 5 minutes 30 seconds. Kudos to Bernard. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, Raiho. So the Zoom master would launch the poll.
Google form. Okay. I
on the
Are we done? Okay, thank you. So can I move on? This is my 2-10 work. When I look at the agenda, it's very informative. And I also was reflecting how long it will take to piece up this agenda. Whoever do out this agenda, if the role player has been ascertained days or a week before the meeting, then it's quite easy to put out this. But if the role players start to accept their respective role at the very last hour, then it's quite a daunting task to have this piece of paper. So I appreciate that when I come to this meeting, I look at this agenda, it's all here. I don't need to ask Mr. President the flow of the meeting. I just need to refer to this agenda and I know what I will be expecting. And the flow was beautiful until I did mess it up. We did not call the timer. We have an attendance of, I think, 1,000 here. Well, who is this? And about 15 online. It's a very credible crowd for a meeting. Don't feel sorry that you used to have 30, 40, but now you have 25. 25 is a very good number, or 26, to hold a very good meeting. So at least when the table topic sessions come on board, whoever want to speak got a chance to speak. I normally don't fight for the topic because if I'm playing a role, then let others do so. Okay, thank you. I'll call on the R counter. Can you later on to give your final report after I give? Otherwise, I will not be included. Because in my club, they would love to have my time filler counted. So I always contributed about 1 to 2 ringgit to the club. And the logistic, when I walk into this meeting, about 15 minutes before the start of the meeting, I can see everything is all set up. I don't know who did that. Maybe it's a teamwork, maybe the sergeant at arms is the one that played the major role. And there are 2 notebooks here with everything all ready. So I can just come in and take for granted that I expect all this to be available. And S3 is basically here to look at what you people are doing so that we can replicate our hybrid meeting. It's not easy. Everything can go wrong at the last minute. And you have 2 nice loudspeaker here that amplified our voice. And kudos to whoever that contributed to this. And the meeting started almost on time, where the sergeant at arms they called the meeting to order. But I did notice that he called the meeting to order, and later on, Mr. President, you also called the meeting to order. So just restrict. I mean, sometimes the sergeant at arms miss out, then the president can call to order. But I thought it would be good at the moment the sergeant at arms start talking, wishing good evening to everyone, and call the meeting immediately and grab the gavel once. So we are in serious discussion or in a serious meeting. until the meeting is adjourned. And I must pay special tribute to Adeline Chan, the Toastmaster of the evening. I wanted to see what she did. And basically, she is in full control of the meeting. This is important as a host of the meeting. She's not just introducing the role player and call on the project speaker to deliver their respective speeches and go back, sit down and start to drink. But she was listening to all the speeches. And she basically listened, reflect, and then she summarized without taking much time what the speaker has spoken. That means she was very attentive. The Toastmaster is not about speaking sometimes. Listening power, which is something that I'm very bad at. Especially when my better half is a speaker, I'm a very bad listener. So listening skill is something that you've got to pick up. In Toastmasters, because it's two-way communications. It's duplex, it's not simplex. And without taking much time, I'm telling you that I totally enjoyed the meeting, the good company here. And this is the conclusion I have. Yeah. It was something that I feel that perhaps next time the opportunity to ask me to come back here, I will come back. This is my general view. My tour, I've gone on an overseas tour, and then this is my comment that I have a good trip, a very what do you call a memorable moment. Yeah, and I'd like to pass control. Sorry, can you give your evaluations?
Hi, Toastmasters, guests. Can you hear me?
Yes, you can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Tonight I would like to review the R reports, R counter report. First, I will share my screen first. Just a moment. Can you all see the screens?
Yes.
Okay, first, I would like to go to Alice. She has the seven scratches. Next, there's Eastan. There's a 22 YY, which means there are 2 scratches. Next, I will move on to Adeline Chin. There are total. She has total 10 scratches. Next, I will move on to Joanne Lim. She has 1 scratch. Next, I will move on to Claire Tan. She has 3 scratches. Next, I will move on to Seng Poo. He has total 27 scratches. Next, I will move on to Ying Yi. She has total 12 scratches. Next, I'll move on to Hui Go, Mr. Go. He has total 2 scratches. Next, I'll move on to Joy Ng. She has total 9 scratches. Next, I'll move on to Jason Chang. He has total 12 scratches. Next, I'll move on to Mei Ling. She has only 1 scratches. Next, I will move on to Sankaree. She has total 12 scratches. Next, I'll move on to Raymond Chai. He has total 10 scratches. Subsequently, I'll move on to Eswin. He has total 4 scratches. Next, I'll move on to Max Law. He has total 7 scratches. Last but not least, I'll move on to Kasu. He has total 7 scratches. That's all for my R counter report. Thank you. Hand over to back to you.
Again, thank you all the role players. Today I don't mention by name all the role players. We have good topics, table topic, and all of you role player, you are the one that make this meeting a success. Ensure that it's give a tap on the shoulder. Congratulations. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, our GE, Mr. Go. Thank you, Mr. Go, for your contribution, your time to attend our club and give us 100% support. Very thank you to him. Please give him a round of applause. Thank you. Moving on is our award presentation. Before I announce the result, so I try to update my WhatsApp. Anyone of you can send me a result, please. So before we announce the result, I shall invite our president to present the best speaker award. So I know who is our best speaker. Anyone? Come on, please. Our best speaker is wow, from 0 to 1. Great job! Wow, congratulations. Congrats, our mother. So excited, right?
Example count you already.
Thank you. The photo, please. Thank you. Thank you. So our second best table topic is who is the winner from our ITP chapter member Raymond Chai. Our president don't know what happened. Our president, chapter member, yes. Chapter president, so sorry. Best table topic speaker.
One, two, three. Okay.
Thank you. So last is our best evaluator. Who is the winner? Also from our Zoom worker. From our Toastmaster Club. Yes, just for you. Just for you, Toastmaster Club. Yes.
One, two, three. Ready? Together.
Hey, you feel so nice.
Oh, she turned on already.
Oh, so far.
Maybe they will turn on your camera, please.
Ling, you please turn on.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
One, two, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. So now is our president, his head on stage. Now I shall present the Premier Level Corporation Recognition He is our Toastmaster Jason Chang, complete level 2 of innovative training. Please welcome. So handsome.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Come on. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, our Jason. So now is our time for special announcement. So shall I invite our Joanne Ling?
Thank you so much to TME for introducing. Actually, I wanted to present the level completion, but thank you so much. Can we please go back to the slide? There is also another level completion. It's by Rachel. I'd like to congratulate Rachel Wu for completing level 2 from Persuasive Influence Pub. She's not here with us today, but let us congratulate her. Thank you so much. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, our PPE, Joanne. So everyone of you still have any special announcements? No? For our Jason? Yes, please.
Okay, I believe that most of our members, even as co-members, they have a bit confused on our presidential team campaign, as we had our motto campaign last term, and we wanted it to be a permanent motto for our clubs. But then we realized, as per Toastmaster International policy, we can't have any slogans, motto apart from Toastmaster International official tagline where leaders are made. So step up to make change, that's shown in our virtual background, cannot be our tagline, slogan, or even mottos. However, we can have presidential theme, usually defined by president for the whole clubs, signifying the club's directions and goal. So this presidential theme change every term. So our Mr. President, if done, is kind enough to let our member to decide on our own presidential team this year, and let us to decide our fate for this coming term by participating in this campaign as well. So for this campaign, let me show the bottom. Something a few seconds. So during this term, we allow each member to provide 5 of your best things, just as your code to our club that suit our club's new term. So the person that we will we will list all the teams into a list, and each of our members will vote together in our next 56 regular meeting, which on 3rd of August. So we will vote together which is our best team. So the picture that's shown here is previous term. So this is an example of last year, what we have done. So for example, the code like the first, it doesn't change you, it won't change you. This is more like an example for you to post it in our Google link, our Google Forms. We will post it the link later. And the last submission date is next Friday, 29th of July. So we will, once we compile teams they provide from members, we will publish the whole list on 31st of July. Then we will work together during our regular meeting in Zoom. So the award for this is our Toastmaster International pin, the original from USA. So, so we only have only 2 units left in our clubs. So I show.
Oh.
There's only 2 in our club, so please stand a chance to win over this Toastmaster pin. Thank you. Back to you, Yemi.
Thank you, our Toastmaster Jason Chang. So continuing is our second Toastmaster, Do Simbu. Got the special announcement, please.
Okay, I just want to actually we are going to revise our Sutera Utama Toastmasters Club membership. Yeah.
Oh, why?
That's right. Before I introduce, I will tell you the reason why we need to increase the member fee. Okay, the next slide, please. Okay, this is our club, our Sutera Utama Toastmasters Club fund from our first term 2020, 2021 until the current term. You can see the amount actually decreasing by years, and up to that as of today, our total amount closing by today actually that 1,300. Yeah, and in the last year actually you can see there's a huge decrease because last year we started to have the physical meeting, and actually for physical meeting we need more expenses because we need the rental for the venue, and also we need some refreshment and food during the physical meeting. Next slide, please. So this is our monthly expenses. In this slide, actually I compare our expenses in the last year term versus this year's term. You can see actually in last year's term we started physical meeting in end of the years, and in last year the charges for the physical meeting value is 75 ringgit per meeting, but this year the meeting value has been increased to 100 because this vanishes from Mr. Raymond, but it started from this year. This time he decided to move out from this premise. So, but he is kind enough to let us continue to use this premise. He just increased about 25 ringgit, but we only can use this premise until end of our term during next year, mid of next year. So we need to find another new venue. So on the other hand, we also need to subscribe our own Zoom starting for this term. So each month will cost about 14 ringgit and 58 cents per month. Then this is not additional cost have been added in this term. And besides the internet, we might need to subscribe a Unified in order to carry out hybrid meeting in our Toastmaster Club. So we are trying to find another way. Is that possible to use our phone data to connect the line during the meeting? Yeah, so the internet, but we still put it as our another expenses in this term. So the food and other expenses are still remain the same. And so total estimated expenses for this term would be about 3,175 ringgit. So so if we divide by number of members also by month, each member need to contribute about 30 ringgit 30 cents for each month. So that's the reason we have decided to revise our monthly membership fee. So, however, in the previous third meeting, we had collected about 35 ringgit per month. But however, from this 35 ringgit, 31 ringgit actually will go to the International Toastmaster, so it will be about 3 ringgit and 26 cents will be used in our club expenses. And so in the view of the increase of expenses, so in this term we are going to increase our member fee to 45 ringgit. 45 ringgit. So there's about 10 ringgit increase per month. So there will be about 30 ringgit will be contribute to our club each month from each member. So yeah. So next slide, please. So however, we will let you to decide whether you agree with this new price, new membership fee increment, and we will decide. We will have a voting in our next meeting on 3rd of August. Okay. So if all agree, the new member fee will be effective on the next coalition, which is for the August and September renewal member fee. Yeah, that's all from my announcement. Thank you.
Thank you, our Mr. Tosimpo. So, anyone of you still have any special announcement from other club? No. All right. Thank you. So, just a gentle reminder before I invite our president Isan to closing address. So, please, everyone on Zoom online, please don't leave us because later we got photo session. Thank you. So I will invite our president to present her closing address. Thank you.
Thank you, Adeline, fellow Toastmasters. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Mr. Goh from CIMA Toastmasters, and he definitely brings a breath of the fresh air to our clubs. That is our usual. If not, unknowing he is a distinguished Toastmaster, I would thought that he's an engaging humor proficient. He definitely brings a lot of laughter to our meetings today. And also thanks to Sankaree to uplift our club meetings. And that's the spirit that we all have to learn from her. But how? Because even while driving, she's still our grammarian. To introduce what is the word of the day, what is the idiom of the day. And when you reach here, you will do the grammarian reports. And that's the spirit that we all need to learn. And not just for our visiting Toastmasters, that's thank you Ashwin for coming. And now I would like to say thank you and encourage our lovely members from Singapore there for his very first time encounter. Very well done. Just join our club and let him now is a role play of our club meetings. Kudos to him. And in person meeting here right now, we have our first time who is also a very new Toastmaster to our club, and today doing the first time Zoom Masters here, and also our immediate past president who is doing the multimedia. I never see him using the computer. But today, our meetings run quite well, right? Okay, good job to them. That's now what our treasurer don't share with us. Due to the cost increase, and on top of this, and let me thank to the last person I want to thank today is Raymond Chai, our past president, who also like our charter president, just without a title. He is so generous that supported us with this venue, and as you can see, some of the office furniture already dismantled. And so we have one last year to use this precious venue. Personally, I would like to, this is something that I need to reflect. We all need to reflect today after we back. Do we want this venue in the future? If so, the rental is 1,400 ringgit per month. And unfortunately, we share the same venue with Sutera Utama Toastmasters Club. So this is something that we can think about it. we have 1 year of time. So there's sufficient time for us to review ourselves and make the decision together, not by us. And also thanks to Raymond, he sponsored us 2 terms of the Zoom account. And because his business is now go back to face-to-face meeting, now we have to buy our Zoom account. And also fortunately, we share this with Sutera Utama Toastmasters Club. That's how we can cut our fees to the half. But that's not enough because we used to collect the just enough fee for our Toastmasters membership. So that is the very reason why we need to increase our membership due. And like what Bernard shared in the Zoom chat just now, the US currency is getting higher, stronger. Of course, I also wish that our currency could be more powerful to increase the purchasing power. But you see, everyone is laughing. This is not a joke, okay? Yeah, so that is something that we need to figure it out. And like what Raymond and Bernard shared in the Zoom chat. So it's unfortunately the cost is increasing. So this is the decision that we cannot back myself or my SO team. This is something that we're going to do the vote with all your involvement next month. So our next meeting is 56th of regular meeting. On 3rd of August will be our online meeting. I hope that we can get a sufficient quorum and all of the members to participate in the voting, not just to vote, to agree on our proposal on the revision of the membership due. Also, what is our new presidential team for this term? Okay. Okay, great. And by just spend a little lesser every month, we just drink 1 cup lesser of the Starbucks or bubble tea. We can invest in our self-development. Isn't it very Venugopal? Yes, I think so. Okay. So tonight, I hope that you enjoyed this meeting and this very night. So today, before you go to bed, while you're brushing your teeth, look at the mirror. Ask the mirror on the wall. So what have you learned tonight? And what will you plan towards this term? Okay? Now I shall declare the meeting adjourned. Thank you and good night. Don't go. Please don't go away. Chinese, please do meeting. Today, please help to put a gallery view so everyone to take a group photos. Thank you and good night. Okay. We say good night after our group photos. Please turn on your camera.
Everyone, please turn on your camera.
Okay. And I'm so happy that.
Thank you.
Sorry for continuing speaking. While everyone is turning on your cameras, I'm so happy that we are now having many members, many beginning Toastmasters online and physically. This is the moment that I wanted to cry. But I'll save it at the end of the term.
Don't go back, just cry.
The same how to take a screenshot, okay? Okay, sure.
Jason, you count 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, okay. Strike a best.
You count louder for audience.
For the online.
1, 2, 3. Okay, one more freestyle. 1, 2, 3. Okay.